Let's meet the Falcons. First up is Andrew Raleigh. Andrew was mainly responsible for all of our database stuff. He set up the Elephant SQL account. He wrote all the drivers in user.js that connect to the database. He wrote some great module exports for the rest of the app to call, especially the unique URL generator to make sure that a user and a URL didn't already exist and things like that. And he worked closely with everybody just to make sure that everything was, database-wise, was going smooth as butter. Then he did a lot of root stuff, and he also worked pretty closely with Lisa on a lot of the UI things and some pretty cool handlebar stuff. And you can see that just by looking at the website that he did a fantastic job. He did a lot of really cool stuff with roots. If you go look at userroots.js, there are some pretty nice things that it does. He also did the entire root map, so the flow of control and the flow of who can see what from where, when, why, and how, and by clicking what throughout the site was all him, and I think it works pretty well. Aaron is me, and I did the unique URL generator and the verification that connected with Andrew's database stuff to make sure that what was called unique was actually unique. And I also worked with everybody as the general bug fix dude, and I think we squashed a lot of nasty bugs. Jared did the dynamic routing and form submission. He was sort of all over the place because the form submission is super front end and he was working with the handlebars, and he also was super back end because of the dynamic routing. And I think the dynamic routing is one of the key pieces of the application, because the whole point of this is so that you can just go type in foundit.com/one of our unique URLs and it takes you there, and that is exactly what it does, and he kicked butt with that. Tyler did a lot of database stuff too with Andrew, and he just sort of hopped around everywhere. He was sort of like Aaron, which is me, did a lot of bug fixes, helped people where they needed to be helped. He didn't necessarily have a specialty, but he did do a lot of the database stuff with Andrew, and just a general all-around awesome coding dude. And lastly, we have Lisa. She did our UI, and boy, did she do our UI. And I have some homework due soon. She started with a bootstrap template and then basically just went nuts with it. She changed so much, and in a matter of 2 weeks, we went from a white background with a couple of links and a couple of empty fields to what you see when you open our code today, and it just looks fantastic. And she did a fantastic job working in she was doing JavaScript, she was doing handlebars, and she was helping with roots too, and forms. She was all over the place, and she just did a fantastic job.
You're probably asking yourself, why use FoundIt? The first reason is ease of use. If somebody finds your lost item, they can simply type in the URL that you've written on that item, and it will take them to your user profile. From your user profile, they can see your contact information and contact you, or leave a message to get that item back to you quickly and easily. Second reason is cost effectiveness. Some of our competitors, such as Tile or KeyTag, will cost $10 to $25 per item to keep track of. And while they're more effective at keeping track of a single item, they will get very costly if you try to keep track of multiple items. And FoundIt is the much more cost-effective solution. Third reason is updating contact info. If you were to write your address or email address or phone number on every item that you own that you don't want to lose, and you move or change your phone number or your email address, you would have to change the label on all those items one by one. With FoundIt, you can just change your user profile page once, and the URL that is written on all your items will take you to the correct user profile with the updated information, and that's all you have to do.
So here is an overview of our application. We have a homepage, which from there you can log in, sign up, go to the About or Team pages, or you can also type in a unique URL to access someone's user profile. From here, if you log in or sign up, it'll take you directly to your user home, or if you're an admin, it'll take you to your admin home. From admin home, you can go back to user home. It will be your personal account. And from both of these home pages, you can edit your profile or view your profile. Once you log out, you'll be taken back to the home page.
At FoundIt, our web application was a complete success. All of our original plans were properly integrated into our final release, with cool plans for the future. Our team was divided up very well, where everyone found a spot that was unique for their subplan and interest in computer science. Team collaboration was awesome. We were able to use GitHub as a central repository for all of our code, which led to succinct pulls and pushes. Our team also met once a week, sometimes more, for updates and software team scrums, which allowed us to talk with other teams and integrate functions properly.
One challenging issue was setting up forms on a page which, when submitted, would pass data to our database. This was asynchronous behavior that we had to handle both in our routes, in our handlebars files, and in our database model. Another issue was the sign-up issue. Our data engineering team encountered numerous issues with asynchronous database calls in user.js. We resolved the issue by nesting the add query into its parent query to check if an email already exists. Another challenge was to redirect to the entered unique URL page when the button on the main home page was clicked. This button is supposed to redirect users to a unique URL if they visited the main page. And one of the challenges was to do a dynamic redirection because we didn't know where we were going to redirect them until they had filled out the form. We did this by having a special route that took a GET query.
Here are some items that we'd like to implement in the future. First is automatic email. This new feature would quickly allow for a user whose item has been recovered to receive an automated email with a custom message left from the finder. Next, we have QR codes. So instead of a unique URL, QR codes would make it quick and easy for you to scan the lost item and access the website. Then we could make stickers and give them out to the customers. The stickers would have the QR code or a unique URL and would make it simple and efficient to access a website. We'd also like to make the website more private so that user contact information will only be available to the finder.